Hello guys, how are you doing today? So today I am going to show you that how we can actually add a image to our list view, and we are going to populate this image from the database. First we are going to learn that how we can add an image to the database from our device. Then we'll learn that how we can populate that image from the database to our device or our app. So for this I have downloaded this project, which I have put it in the description for my last video. You can find its link from the description of the last video and you can download it. I have downloaded it from there only, and now I'm going to make some additions to it. So for that I'm going to go to the activity add form in my layout folder, and here as you can see we have only one text field, and I am going to add one image view and a choose button so that we can add an image to the database. So first of all, go to the layout folder, activity add form XML file, and then go to the design, and then here we need to add one image view. And I'll add one button. This is basically on the click listener of this button. We'll choose the image from our device, and I'm going to give it an ID as btn_choose, and I'm going to change its name. And I'll name it as choose image. So this is done, and now we are going to go to our add form file, and here we'll define this button choose, which we have just added, and we have to define an image view. And I'm going to give it a name as my img. So now we are going to go ahead. This we have already added, that the layout would be picked from activity add form. Then this is the button add, and we need to add button choose here. And now I'm going to change it. And this I have given as and we are going to define one image view. Let's once check the IDs if they are matching. It is image view, and this one is add text and btn choose, and they are the same. Now we are going to add one set on click listener to the button choose. before we go ahead, we have to define a variable over here, which would be our final int request code gallery. This is basically the variable we are going to use for the permissions, because we are going to access the gallery, so we need this. And now we are going to go here and we are going to write activity compact dot request permissions, and then we are going to define our file name, which is add form dot this new string, and here we are going to add a manifest, and we are going to add permissions. This is basically to read from the external storage, and we have to add this and one gallery. And that's it. So what this would be doing, this would be basically defining that our add form file, it can read from the external storage, and that would be our images. And now we are going to add the other variable too, and since it is an image, we'll give it a type of byte. And we can define the name here, so I'm going to give it a name as new entry img, and this is basically image view to byte. And here I am going to write the name of the variable, which is my img. Here we are going to define one function, which is imageview to byte, and we are going to convert the contents of the imageview. Add one new method, and this would return a byte type, and we are going to add a bitmap variable here. And we are going to define it to bitmap drawable image dot get drawable dot get bitmap. And we are defining the class for this, and we have to take all of this in one bracket. And I have to define this here. Byte array output stream is equal to byte array output stream equal to new byte array output stream, and we are going to take an array because it has some value. After taking the values, we are going to compress it, so with dot compress, and then we'll pass bitmap dot compress format, and we are going to change the format of the file which we have received into the PNG. And then we are going to define byte array, and it is going to take a string and then we are going to return it. So that's it in this. Now we are going to add one more variable, new entry img, and we are going to pass it. So we'll define byte here and then new entry img, and we are going to pass it here as well because this is the one who is going to add it into the database. So new entry img. I would suggest that you should change this name and this name so that it don't make any conflicts. So like I have used a small n here and a big N here, so this would this would be make a difference in the variables. And then we are going to go to the database helper and now we are going to go to the add data. As you have seen, we are only receiving one variable, so that's why the file in add form giving error. So now we have to receive one img here and we have to put it here. So we are going to copy this and we have to add the column name. For me, I am going to add a column name as new image, and I am going to give it a type as blob. And now I'm going to define the name here. We'll actually change this name from here because in SQL it doesn't make any difference if you give a uppercase or a lowercase name, so it's the same. So I am going to give it a name here, and this would add our image, and this is done. And now we're going back to the add form. Two things we have to do in this file. We have to add the permissions because our device is going to access the camera or either the gallery, so we have to add both the permissions here. So I'm going to add the permissions, so we have to override it. And I'm going to add one int request code non-null. and we are going to check if the current result length is greater than 0 and is guaranteed. Then we are going to give the access and we are going to create one new intent equal to new intent, and it would perform an action. We need action.pick, and this would pick our file, and intent dot set type, and we'll pass here image and slash. Since this is a, we have to pass it like this. This is nothing, just basically the permissions to access, and here we are going to write a toast message just to make us aware. And I'll write you don't have the permission to access file. And one more method we need to include here. And this will be public. Actually, I'm going to keep it as protected. Void on activity result and int request code. and give it a try and catch block, input stream, and then the catch block. And we are going to create one object of file not found exception. This is the extra, so I'm going to remove it. The same which we have passed earlier, result code and the data. Now before going further, before we run it, we have to add some permissions to our manifest file, and these are the 4 permissions. These are for internet accessing and the right external storage, and this I can remove. So now let's run it. And we'll add some name here and then choose image, and it will ask that if you want to access photos, media, files on your device, and I'll allow it. And I have one picture in my gallery. If you don't have, you can go here to capture image, and it will allow you to capture the image, and just press this button, go back and choose the image and just click add, and data is inserted. It's only showing name because we didn't populate our image in the main activity, which is showing this list view. So we'll learn how to do it in our next tutorial. And thank you so much for watching. Keep subscribing, liking and sharing. Thank you.